Let's talk about authors now. If you've ever sighed in exasperation and thought, why can't authors just follow directions? Trust me, you're not alone. Authors' lack of compliance certainly is the cause of frustration and lost hours for many an editor. Yet, instead of confronting the author, we often silently fume as we fix the problem ourselves. One way to gain back this lost time, and ultimately expense, is to stop being quite so accommodating. If you've asked your authors to submit their manuscript in a certain style or using a template and they don't, kick it back to them. Help them understand that to get through the gate, you have to have the right key. Online submission systems, in some respects, have helped with this, but there is still much these systems can't validate. If you receive a manuscript where the science is good but the grammar is terrible, send it back to the author for cleanup or with a recommendation for a good copy editor. This is especially helpful with non-English speaking authors. Authors want their work to look good. That's not solely the responsibility of the publisher. While these tactics may seem harsh, in time, they can improve the quality of the manuscripts that you receive. Once authors understand that you are serious about the expectations, their ability to follow the instructions should improve. If your editorial office is currently carrying a lot of overhead in terms of staff and equipment, another way that you may be able to reduce your expenses is by outsourcing or contracting some of these time-consuming and labor-intensive functions of your office. Things like author billing and subscription management are largely clerical and generally can be done more cost-effectively by a third party because they can take advantage of economies of scale. Your journal or peer review website sites are two more areas where you could reap savings if you're currently paying for servers and IT staff to manage them in-house. Copy editing is one of the easier and more common functions to outsource as freelancers are widely available. And if you're working with someone like Allen Press for your composition, copy editing can just be added as part of the workflow. If you currently have a full-time managing editor, evaluate if this is really necessary. It's not uncommon for a managing editor contractor to manage multiple journals at once. If you can get by with a part-time managing editor, you can save a substantial amount of money. Okay, well, we've covered a lot of ground in the last half hour or so. Individually, these tactics may not represent a huge savings, but when combined in various ways, significant savings can be realized. Not every strategy that is recommended today will apply to every situation. You may have even implemented some of these ideas already. If so, you're definitely on the right track. Even if your organization isn't looking to cut costs out of necessity, the savings could be invested into bringing the next new great thing to your readers. I hope that if you only take two things with you from today's webinar, that it is this. Ask your readers what they want before you start making decisions, and challenge the old way of doing things by auditing everything from your publication style to how you run your office. All right, if anybody has a question, please chat it to our host, Tim Cross, now.
Thank you, Melanie. We did have one question. Does Allen Press offer co-mailing co-palletization as an option to reduce mailing costs?
Absolutely. We offer co-palletization, and depending on the size of your print run or your mailing, the amount that you're mailing, we can work with you on co-mailing as well.
Okay, well, that appears to be all the questions we've received today. So I want to thank Melanie and everyone who attended the webinar. I hope you were able to gain the information you need to better understand the needs of your readers and deliver your content to them more cost effectively.